The idea of building a new PC starts off exciting. We start researching all the new shiny hardware we want and the games we're going to be able to play, sinking hours into YouTube, Reddit and even Facebook groups. But then, it starts to get daunting. And if you've never built one before, even putting together the part list can start to get overwhelming. How do you know where to start? Do I need a quad-core or a 6-core CPU? Reddit told me I should wait for these new GPUs. What the heck is a PSU? And why does everything have to have a 3-letter acronym? Before you know it, you're 32 tabs deep in Chrome on your third coffee and you're creeping into a state of choice paralysis.
Now look, it doesn't need to be that daunting. Every week we get asked in our community Discord, on our YouTube channel and sometimes even in person if we can put together a part list for a brand new build. And today, that's what we're going to do. Today I'm putting together a part list for my brother-in-law and I'm going to take you along with the steps that I go through. He's looking to move over from console gaming to PC gaming and wants to play 1080p games on a 240Hz monitor that he already has. Now, with that out of the way, let's dive right in. Who says that? Let's dive right in.
Step 1. Let's set a budget.
The cost of parts can quickly add up and before you know it, you could be racking up thousands of dollars in your shopping carts before you've hit the buy button. Don't worry though, building a PC doesn't have to be as expensive as you think. You can quite literally build a gaming PC sub 1,000 Australian dollars. It might not look pretty, but it'll do the job. However, today I'm using a good budget of 1,500 Australian dollars to build this first gaming PC. The main goal for this is to comfortably play 1080p games, so that will sway our decision when it comes to hardware, and on top of that, with this build specifically, it needs to have Wi-Fi, so that's going to affect our motherboard choice. These two constraints are just some of the things to think about, but the one thing I encourage everyone to think about when building up a PC is the 95% rule. What's the 95% rule? Well, I'm glad you asked. The 95% rule is a rule that dictates what we're going to do with the PC 95% of the time. For some of us, that's video editing, and for this build specifically, it's gaming, 1080p gaming at that. So that will dictate what parts we're going to use and help keep us on track and more importantly, under budget. Just like every good conspiracy theory, to kick off this journey, the first step is YouTube. On here, I like to consume as much content as I can in relation to the latest CPU releases from both camps, GPU performance, and more importantly, real-world benchmarks. There's plenty of channels and videos to go through, so if you're looking for some local channels to support and get inspiration, advice, and reviews, make sure you check out some of these fellas and ladies. Optimum Tech for custom small form factor builds, there's Gear Seekers for gorgeous build inspiration and temperature tests, Hardware Unboxed for all the benchmarks and tech specs you'd ever need and then some, and Jared's Tech if laptops are more your thing. After I've spent what seems like days and nights watching all the videos I can/want to, I can start to do the fun stuff, and that's actually putting together a part list. Let's open up a Google Sheets document, or if you're old-fashioned, grab a pen and paper and jot down these categories: CPU, motherboard, RAM, GPU, SSD, PSU, case, and cooler. You can negate this step if you use a website like PC Part Picker. It's not as fun, but it makes the job super simple. Now whip out your phone, laptop, or open up a new browser window because it's time to start hunting for— wait a minute, how do I know where to look? Now that's a good question. Like I said, you can use a website like PC Part Picker and that will actually do the searching for you, even giving you the lowest cost for that item. However, it can also show you some results from some odd looking websites and resellers. And it doesn't calculate postage either, and that's something you do need to take into account when you're ordering online. Otherwise, you can just take all the resellers you see from PC Part Picker, visit their websites and go hunting for yourself, or you can use a website like Static Ice. Personally, I like to use resellers that are in the same state as I am, and I try to bundle items together from resellers so that way I pay as little postage as possible. Some resellers even offer free postage over a certain amount as well, so keep an eye out for that. You've selected your parts, searched around for the best deals, and filled up your carts. Now all that's left to do is hit those buy buttons, punch in your deeds, and you're done. Pat yourself on the back, give yourself an imaginary high five. Whatever you do to celebrate, because all of that work is now over. You've put together a budget, hunted for parts, and did the money disappearing act. And now all that's left to do is wait what seems like an eternity for these PC parts to arrive. Ooh. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you were able to take away a tip or two. Leave a comment if you feel like it. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss when we put out the video of the build and talk about the parts that I chose. Otherwise, I hope you have been enjoying the content from home. There's a couple more videos you can check out on our channel, and otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.